Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. This is going to be a quick Power Rangers news video on a new series announcement from the other day. This is going to be a new comic series called Power Rangers Universe. It's going to be a limited series, meaning it's not going to be kind of one of the more normal long-running ones like Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin. And it's going to be coming out in December. And it's basically going to be a series that's going to delve into more mysteries and lore of the Power Rangers world. And we're going to have Phantom Ranger as one of the centers of it. We just have this one cover as of this recording right now that has a bunch of different Red Rangers on it. I think we have mmpr, Turbo, Samurai, Omega, and Hyperforce, I believe. Always love to see some Hyperforce love there. So I'm really excited for this. This kind of sounds like a spiritual successor to the Power Rangers Edge of Darkness or Heart of Darkness or whatever Darkness series they just did, which was the two-part series. One that focused one that Zero Man, Takato Man want bread! Wait, no, he would want the bread from Takato Man. Anyway, though that two-part series, one focused more on Rita with a little bit of Phantom Ranger stuff, not real origins, but just a few little details, and then the other one was more of an Astronema one. But that kind of was sort of sounding similar to this in a way, just in the sense that it kind of gave us more background and lore on stuff. This sounds like it's going to be more Ranger related though. No specific details other than the Phantom Ranger's involvement, and we will probably be getting more answers about him. That could wind up being controversial depending on what they decide to do, but let's remember that this is all comic universe stuff, and if it really gets you that upset, you can always tell yourself, you know, the universe for the TV is a different one if you don't like whatever they do with the Phantom Ranger. But I, for one, am excited. I just recently mentioned in a comic review I recorded that's actually going to be going up after this, but that I liked that the current series has been slowly having little tease details about the Morphin Masters and some of the origins. They talked about, before they started the Unlimited Power arc, that we would be delving into more Ranger origins that would change the way we see things, and they've been kind of slowly hinting at that, and I like that they've seeded that throughout the series. And something that was cool about the Power Rangers Unlimited series was that even though they were kind of standalone stories that kind of gave you background and lore, they also tied very much into what's currently going on in the comics. So I hope that they do that in one way. On the other hand, I would love to see them do something like, I don't know, Origins of the Samurai powers or something, I don't know. But something that doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing now, just because then we're not necessarily 100% tethered. I would love for us to be able to get something standalone that they weren't forced to be tying to what's going on right now, so that way we could maybe get an interesting tidbit on a different series that might not necessarily come up for a while. But I would also, at the same time, love to see some of the stories be tied to what's going on, because I thought that was really cool to be able to tie what's going on right now in with also having a cool origin. I think that was really neat. So I would like to see a mix of both. I don't know if the cover's necessarily indicative of anything. You know, they've had covers sometimes that don't have anything to do with what's happening in it. This is just maybe meant to show off a bunch of different Red Rangers. But I would love to see something that, like them delving into the origins of the Turbo powers, or maybe something with the Samurai powers, something with Hyperforce. I think there's all kinds of cool options. Like I said, if it were up to me, I'd love to see a mix of ones that tie into the current ongoing comic story, and also some that might be a little bit more standalone, that maybe ties into a little bit in like an Easter egg level, but isn't necessarily strictly tied to it. But the door's wide open. This is something that really excites me because I really personally love the way the comics handle the lore. Like, it's like someone finally getting their hands on this universe with such potential and taking advantage of it with some really interesting details that really enhances everything for me. So I'm really excited about the idea of exploring more origins, whether it only pertains to sort of the Zordon era we're exploring right now or beyond. I'm excited. But I want to know, what eras would you like to see explored as far as origins that you'd like to see the comics flesh out? Which season? Zordon era, Disney era? Just let me know in the comments as always. But until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.